That's it. That was her only statement. I just cannot stand to look at him. And then, okay, you're divorced. It's a lot easier for the lady, wasn't it? So if you came into the program today thinking that we're going to jump all over the lady's case, guess what? We found out the difference between rights and limitations. And we found out that equal rights is not what Islam is about. But fairness in every situation is definitely what the Prophet ﷺ brought to us 1,400 years ago. I started out to mention about sex. I'm going to do this part real quick, inshallah, and wrap it up. I was saying in Islam there is no sex outside of marriage. And I want to use the example of our Prophet, peace be upon him, because I don't know about you guys, but where I come from, sex is such a subject that it's very rare that you find people that have not engaged in sex multiple times before they get married. Some of them multiple times before they become teenagers, boys and girls. And according to one statistic I heard some years ago, 70% of all of the girls had already been violated before they reached 17 years old. And 95% of all of the boys. And guess what? The majority of that was by their own close relatives, cousins, sisters and brothers, and even their mothers and fathers. And guess what else? This was a Christian radio station, and they were mentioning that this was taken from the statistics of the good churches, where they did it anonymously. Wow. Those are the religious people. So for us, we need to look at the Prophet ﷺ to get our image, to understand. He never got married until he was 25. That's true. And he never had sex until he got married. After he was married for 25 years. That makes him 50. He never had sex except with his wife. So a person who's only had sex with his own wife didn't even need to have a wife, to have a woman. Didn't go out and do weird stuff, you know what I'm saying, when he was young. And now he's 50 years old. This is not somebody that is a sex fiend, like they're trying to say on some of the internets and things like that. So they're lying already. They don't know what they're talking about. What they're really doing is seeing their own situation and trying to put it on us. They're seeing their own preachers and their own relatives and their own parents. They're seeing the sickness, the disease that they have, and trying to lay it onto our beloved Nabi, the Habib Allah, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. A'udhu billah. As regards the relationship of his other wives, how many of them would marry a woman who was so old that she couldn't even have sex? They had no desire for sex, just so that he could take care of her financially. And none of them would. They're dumping their own mother. Why would they take on another lady? And we know the Prophet ﷺ did that. Yes or no? You cannot compare him to these people. I'm sorry, they're not going to understand that. They're way out of their league. Talking about Rasulullah. Shahadu la ilaha illallah, Shahadu Muhammad Rasulullah. And it's worked, and we've seen it. Next session, inshallah, maybe we'll get to talk about that more.